Say hello to Ben. Ben's one of the new tigers at the zoo exhibit, and he is just being released into his habitat, coming through the gate. I wanted to get a photograph of him for the first time as he's coming into the habitat. Unfortunately, something happened. Really dark on one side, didn't have my fill flash. Things are happening quickly. I would like to see if I could salvage this picture, but I need to lighten it on one side and maybe not do much at all on the other side. That's where a feature comes in right here, which is called graduated filter. What I want you to do, in this case, we're running from the left to the right, lightning. Graduated filter is selected. We're going to come right about here. Doesn't matter where, because we're going to run this horizontally. And I'm going to drag to the right. I'm holding the shift key down so I don't put it at an angle, because you could do an angle if you wanted to. I want to come all the way to about here. Okay. Now watch what happens when I change the exposure. It's not impacting the right side, it's only impacting the left side because the graduation, in a sense, of the colors we're using, and we're going from black to white, controls the amount of the exposure. We can add new ones. If you want to, you can come down here, actually clear it. If you don't want to see the overlay, just want to see the image, you can turn this off and then begin working with it. But you have the control of exposure, brightness, contrast, saturation, clarity, sharpness, and even the color that you can control that mask with. And again, remember the mask is a gradient, and the way you drag, it's more powerful on the side you begin dragging with than the side you wind up on. So what we've done here is we've lightened up the left, left the right side fine. Let's apply that one more time. Let's come up to this image right here. Nice little scene. I've already done some work to it, lowered the clarity, made it look almost a little like a pastel, I suppose. Let's go ahead and take that filter again, same one. This time, let's maybe drag from the bottom to the top. Again, it's going to assume I want to do the same thing. So it's lightening the bottom, which might be, if you were in a darker area on the river, might be a good thing to do. If we take that back again, remember I have the overlay off so we don't see it. I can actually still control the exposure, go one way or another. What I'm thinking of is more of maybe removing some of the saturation, and maybe make it a little bit more grayscale on the bottom than on the top. Maybe even change sharpness or clarity. Or the color. Now the color by default is black and white, which means you're not seeing any shift of color. You're only seeing things like exposure and brightness. If we click this button right here, it allows us to choose a different color. Maybe you want a little bit more blue down there, a little bit more red, a little bit more yellow. It's up to you. But we can control this in any way that we want. The gradient filter is great for taking care of those problems with exposure, like on the tiger, but it's also kind of a fun thing to try for special effects too.